I did it. Do you?
Same time as this one.
Are you curious about the creek? You're in the right place. You're in the right place. Camp Acorn is going to be one.
Thing as the, so these are all.
Yes, we're going to talk about them all today.
Okay, make sure that.
Yeah, you're in the right place. So like I said, there's 8 camps, so we're going to talk about all of them, but I'll start with Camp Acorn, right? Well, here we go. So I can't really speak on Camp Acorn without also touching a bit on the parish school just in general. For those of you who have been here or are current parish members, you know already, but for those of you who are new to us, we were founded in 1983 by Robin Parrish. That's where we get our name from. And she was a speech pathologist in our area, and she was finding that the clients she was working with, their parents felt that they were kind of falling between the cracks and kind of getting lost in their typical school setting. So what she really wanted to create was a safe space for these children where they could grow in their language and their learning needs. So we today serve children between the ages of 2 and 12 who have those communication delays or learning differences. It kind of depends on the level, what it looks like if you're EC versus elementary. It all looks a little different, but at the core, we are language, and that's what we do best, right? Our belief is that every child has a voice and is able to communicate. It's just a matter of how to unlock that, right? What tools and strategies can we provide? Can we help them gain independence on to then carry on in their next settings? We do this through creativity and collaboration. That's our goal. We do work with the Cruise Center very closely. Our Cruise Center therapists are running these sidewalks daily. They're grabbing kiddos from class, taking them back to do therapies, but that also means that they're getting face-to-face interaction with the students in the classroom as well as with their teaching teams. So collaboration is a huge part of what we do. We also know that children learn best through multisensory teaching experiences. So we are nature-based in our learning. We sit on 17 acres. We bring the kiddos outdoors as much as possible. And we have lots of gardens on our campus, lots of outdoor classrooms. Our playgrounds are all certified outdoor classrooms as well. So all of the lessons that we try to incorporate, we also try and take outdoors. And that goes for camp as well. So our objective, just our goals overall, is to obviously support these children in a positive and loving, nurturing environment, because we know that sometimes their experiences elsewhere have not been the best. So we give them a big hug here, and we let them learn from those experiences as well. We have our student family services team who are here on campus that do our social emotional curriculum, if you will. We've got all of our teachers who are trained in that, and that goes for camp as well. So really creating kind of that welcoming environment is first and foremost, because we know that children need that first to then learn. Again, we teach through an experience-based curriculum that integrates the communication aspect of a child, the social competencies, and those, of course, academics. We hope to remediate the language and academic weaknesses through those therapies. So every classroom at Parrish and at Camp Acorn have a speech and language pathologist in it. We'll talk a little bit about what that looks like with the age ranges, but that is our specialty, is that we do have those speech and language pathologists in each of our classrooms. And then, of course, you all. We involve you all as much as we can too, right? Because you're number one person on the team. You guys kind of gift us your children for during the day, but you guys, hi, welcome, come on in. You guys know your children best. So you're in the trenches. I have 3 kids myself. I'm well aware of those trenches. So you kind of know what their goals are and what they're in need of. So you guys are absolutely number one on the team. As we move into kind of what our therapy focus is, this is a tool that we've kind of created over the years, and it's called our Elements of a Successful Learner. We know that every child learns differently, and that we're not only looking at one single thing of a child. It's not their language delay. It's not their academic struggles. We're also looking at the whole child and how they can best learn in different ways, right? So we're looking at their communication and their academics, but also their self-confidence, their independence and self-advocacy. Hi, good morning. You're fine. As well as their social competencies and resilience. So again, we're looking at the whole child to really kind of help them gain skills in all of these areas so that they can then take that to their next places. This is Mimi. Hi, sorry.
I was talking to a parent, so yeah.
Oh, and for those of you online, we will be monitoring the chat box in case you guys have any questions. So, okay. Thank you.
You bet.
Kind of is touchy. There we go. So Camp Acorn. This is one of our, I think our lower elementary groups, like our 7 to 9 year olds, on one of our Fun Friday events, eating popsicles with face paint. It must have been the last day. So Camp Acorn is a direct reflection of our school year. Obviously, though, it's in a camp-like setting. We try and make it fun as well as the school year, but it's more fun because it's camp and it's summer, and we do lots of Fun Friday events. Every Friday, we do a Fun Friday event where different vendors come on campus and have different fun activities that we plan. So we'll talk about Camp Acorn. Kind of under the Camp Acorn umbrella, I run 3 programs. So I run the language program, adventure play, and then the siblings or staff day camp, okay? And we'll talk about each of those. So for our language program, this is really where we have the majority of our students. This is the program that these kiddos with those language and learning needs come to get a boost of language for their summer. So it's open to the community, which is so wonderful. You don't obviously have to be a parish student to come to Camp Acorn. We try and kind of cast our net a little bit wider and serve as many students as we possibly can. Last year we were at 198 students, so it's very large, but a lot of fun. So these kiddos in our language program, both in our early childhood and elementary, they range the age between 2 and 12 years old, again with those communication delays or learning differences. It runs Monday through Friday from 9 to noon. It's $2,400 for the month. And then you guys are eligible for reimbursement should you choose to do that. All of the speech pathologists do bill in the classrooms for their service hours. So you are then able to take basically a super bill at the end of the camp and take that to your insurance and put in for reimbursement, right?
There's no guarantee of reimbursement, and it would be an out-of-network provider. So you would want to check into your insurance before you are banking on that.
Yeah, Amy knows a lot about all of that. You're good at that. So more specifically, what our early childhood looks like. We've got our ages between 2 and 5. This is our littles, as I call them. Hi, welcome. Hello. You're okay. Come on in. We've got our emerging language level, our preschool level, and our pre-primary level. So you'll notice that we have multi-age classrooms, and that's across the board, even in our elementary. The hope for that is to provide a grouping of children who can then also be peer models and peer matches for each other. So if one child is low in their expressive language, another child might be high in that, and they can be a peer model for them, and vice versa. That child might be strong in their play. This child might need help in their play, so they can be a peer match and peer model for them. The professional team who works in our early childhood classrooms is the lead SLP, or speech pathologist. So this is the acting like teacher, if you will, in the classroom. And they are supported by 1 to 2 paraeducators. So depending on the level and how many hands we kind of need on deck, the littles who are emerging, they have 2 paraeducators, okay? And so does our preschool. So it's about 2 or 3 adults in the classroom to 10 students, right? Up to 10 students. They'll be receiving about 15 hours a week of speech language intervention, and they'd be addressing obviously the language, the social, the play, and overall group learning. Okay. And then for our elementary, So these are our ages in our classrooms. It runs between the ages of about 5 to 12 years old. We've got our primary, lower, and upper elementary classes. The biggest switch here is who is leading the classroom. So our teachers now are actually the leads, like a typical elementary classroom would be, where a paraeducator is supporting her. And then that speech pathologist does push in like services. So they're going to push into the classroom, do group learning lessons for like 30 to 40 minutes or something, where it might be whole group. It could be small group lessons where they're targeting those language interventions kind of more directly. Or it could also be that they're in there just to generalize some of those skills, okay? But overall, the kiddos will be getting about 7 hours a week of those speech language services. And they'll be focusing on things like their language development, their social emotional supports, their social pragmatics, which I love, which is our kind of the methodology we use is social thinking. And then again, that group learning. And again, up to 10 students in the classroom. While there is no formal curriculum during camp, because it's just a month, you can't really implement a formal curriculum. Our teachers and educators kind of naturally will target goals for their math, their language, their literacy. So they will loosely follow those Texas state standards or those TEKS through a thematic-based learning. So really, on top of that, they're going to be really focusing on the children's executive functioning, those social skills, their self-advocacy, and just overall their experiential learning. Okay. Any questions on those?
In terms of how the ages break down,
Like,
for example, my son is 5, and he could either be in pre-primary, pre-primary or primary elementary.
Yeah.
How do y'all decide?
So where is he right now? Is he probably in like a pre-K 4 maybe? Okay, so I try and keep their trajectory. So I would be moving him into the kindergarten level, so that primary level. Now, if I'm talking with a parent of a 5-year-old, because it is kind of a wishy-washy age, where they could still benefit from that early childhood or that elementary, then we can certainly talk. And if they're going to be, say, repeating that pre-K 4 year, then it might be that we keep it there for the summer. Or if you feel like he might still need that boost of early childhood learning, we can keep it there for the summer too. So it's flexible. It just kind of depends on where they are now and what they're accessing.
We have an online question.
Yes.
Is there a admission selection?
An admissions selection. Yes, so we're going to go through the admissions process for camp in just a minute. And then we'll see if maybe I answer your question.
Okay.
And then just building on that, for kids who are currently at Parish, then you guys will select where they go.
Right. And we go, for kiddos who are current Parish students, we go based off of the recommendations of the teaching team. So if they're recommending to stay another year in that level, we will do that. Or if they're recommending to move up, then we'll do that.
Start here.
Yes. Yeah, they'll start in the next level in camp. Mm-hmm.
Ready?
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, adventure play. So adventure play is really cool. I don't know if anybody's familiar with adventure play. This is our group of kiddos 2 years ago. But they're ages between 5 and 12. Now 5, again, is kind of a soft start. Some 5-year-olds are ready for adventure play, some are not. They do have a visit day that is required for adventure play. But really what it is child-led and self-directed play outdoors. So this program is completely outdoors from that 9 to 12 time. If you guys have had a chance to tour or see campus at all, it's kind of on the back 3 acres of our land. And we lovingly call it our junkyard because everything that is built out there and kind of the structures that are out there was built and made by children. We have adults, obviously, who are there to help them, and they are specially trained in a methodology called Playwork, where it's completely child-led. They really try and take a back seat in what the children are doing and all the ideas that they have, but they obviously come and tinker behind them and make everything structurally sound. But that runs Monday through Friday, 9 to noon, and it's $1,600. Those of you who are here during the school year that might be doing adventure play, it's an afternoon program. So during camp, it's run in the morning. Okay. Any questions on adventure play? All right. And finally, our siblings staff day camp, I should say. So these are also kiddos between the ages of 2 and 12 who want to come to camp with their siblings or with their moms and dads. My kids all attend. And they don't necessarily need those interventions. They might not have a language or learning need, but rather they just want to be here with their siblings and experience Camp Acorn as well. This is another fun Friday activity that comes every year. And they're in the classrooms. They have paraeducators that lead their classrooms that create wonderful lessons and themes for the whole month of June. And so they also get to participate in all of the same activities. Monday through Friday, 9 to noon, and it's $1,200 for the month. Okay.
One drop off for both kids all month.
We also do have early morning drop-off options and after-school enrichment options if needed. So these are additional signups. When you get onto Camp Rain and see everything, there'll be an extra button to click if you need to arrive at 8 a.m. versus that 8:45 carpool time. Or the afternoon enrichment that runs until 3 o'clock. Your child can either stay until 12 o'clock and go home, or they can stay until 3 o'clock and go home. Okay. During that afternoon time, there is a schedule of activities that they do. There's fine arts that run during that time. There's some examples there. They change every year. We have had yoga in the past. I know this year we're going to have games. I'm hoping some art. And so they kind of just are a product of what the paraeducators who are working in our classrooms say, hey, I kind of want to lead a class. And they come up with a fun idea for the kids to do as like a fine arts during that time, right? And then our application process. Okay, so for the person that asked, hopefully I answer your question here. So depending on what type of camper you are, the application might look different. If you're a current parish student or you're applying for that siblings camp, you pretty much just fill out the form and say, hey, I want to come to camp. It's pretty straightforward. Returning community campers. So for those of you who have been to camp already and are wanting to come back to that language program, you still need that application. You still need, if you're willing to provide recent reports and evaluations, and then also that teacher and therapist questionnaire, which I'll talk more about in just a second. If you are a new community camper, it's kind of the longest process because obviously we don't know you yet. There is a $50 new camper fee, the application, any evaluations or reports you are willing to share, as well as a case history, and again, those teacher and therapist questionnaires. So everybody wonders, how fast do I need to sign up for Camp Acorn? Really, if you sign up within the first week, that lets me know, hey, you're interested. You want to come to camp, right? I have to then manually send you all the teacher and therapist questionnaires. So there's about 200 of you all and just one of me. So if you haven't heard from me in the first week, don't fret. I will get to you. If you haven't heard from me by the second week though, call or email me, okay? Really the biggest kind of hiccup that can happen in kind of the timeline of being accepted into camp is those teacher and therapist questionnaires. I need that paperwork back before I can review a file, okay? And review that information and call you with any questions or call teachers with any questions, okay? But again, don't fret about that 10 a.m. start time. I know people do. So you guys have any questions about the application process? Anybody online? Did I answer your question? Hopefully.
Danny, we have a question over here.
In terms of about when we find out in terms of how you have a ballpark of that.
Yeah. So I try, just in general, I usually close camp in March, like usually either right before or right after spring break. So that's just an overarching kind of window of time. But really, I work to let you, once that paperwork's in, I try and let you guys know within the week. Okay. Yeah.
Are there application forms that we can get in advance if we're new community campers?
So are there application forms that we can get in advance? Unfortunately, no. I wish there was. That sign up will open on Tuesday, the 20th at 10 o'clock. And then once you complete that application, then I know you're interested. And it just takes me to send you guys that teacher and therapist questionnaire. Okay. Does that answer your question?
It does. Thank you.
Okay, perfect.
And how many spots are open for camp?
Oh, that's a great question. So, I mean, so it depends on the need. Every year looks a little different. You know, there's been years that we've had 4 primary levels because we've had that many kinder and first grade age students who wanted to join camp. There's been years where there's only been 1, right? So it kind of depends on what the need is. But overall, I do take about 200 students and campers. That does include AP and siblings. They can't. Right.
And then Yang, you asked when the applications will be available. So right now on the website, on both of our websites, there's a little button that says camp registration opens January 20th. That will turn into an apply now button.
Yeah. Yep. Woohoo.
Yeah.
Okay. That feel good?
A little question
Yes.
about going back to the
Adventure play.
playground.
Mhm.
I think on the brochure it said for kids with or without communication.
Yes. Yes.
So it's my specific case. I don't know if I can read it. Last question. Anyway, is there support for kids who might need a little bit of intervention, or just
There-
back to the language program?
So there is, but it's also much more open-ended. So sometimes if a kiddo's needing and requiring or benefiting from more structure, like from the classroom, it doesn't always apply outside at Adventure Play. It's much more open-ended, much more kind of just free play, right? Which can come with a lot of unpredictability if a kiddo's needing more structure. But with that said, it's a great question for your teaching team. They know your kiddo best in our classrooms and what they're doing. So if you have your teaching team and you say, hey, what do you guys think about Adventure Play? They'll let you know.
So that question, for those of you online who are asking, was about, is there language support in Adventure Play? So that was the answer.
Yeah. Yeah.
And there's not a speech pathologist who's out there as a play worker.
Yeah.
Certainly, many of the play workers are familiar with our population, but there's not an actual therapist.
Yeah, and I'm sorry, no formal language support. There's obviously support just in general, but no language support.
I've got an online question. If our child is due for her full FIE, which will be completed by the district by February 26th, is this still an okay timeline if we have all our other paperwork in?
Yeah, so for the recent reports and evaluations, they're not required. Just those teacher and therapist questionnaires are, but obviously more information is good information, right? Because there are about 200 campers, I'm unable to screen these children, which means I'm unable to meet them in person and really gain more knowledge that way. So really all I'm going off of is phone calls to therapists and teachers, phone calls to you all with questions, but that paper as well. So if you're willing to share that evaluation, that would be wonderful, but it's not required to complete your file. So it could be something that you share later on. Okay.
Unclear here.
All right.
Okay.
My child is currently in the admissions process for the 2026-2027 school year, which sounds like an alien year to me. I'm like, this obviously doesn't apply to everybody. This is sometimes if you are already in the admissions process moving through it, some of these things apply. So if you are in the school year application for Camp Acorn, that application and deposit are still required to save a spot. Even if your kind of application process, goes further than those dates, we still need that to save your spot. The Camp Acorn and admissions collaborate closely. I love this line because this is Sarah Martin back here. This is the director of our admissions team. I am the admissions specialist, so I'm part of the admissions team.
So desks literally face each other.
So we do work very closely together. So just in general, all admissions decisions for Camp Acorn and the school year are made in conjunction, meaning if your child's accepted to the school year, they will then be accepted to Camp Acorn. If they are benefiting from what we're providing in this classrooms during the school year, they would then also be benefiting from what we provide at Camp Acorn. Right? Okay, just a little bit of tidbits. So there's a 10% off tuition if you pay in full by February 27th. That new camp, yes, we'll take it. There's a new camper application fee of $50. It's non-refundable. If you decide to change your summer plans in any way, or if anything changes, please know that there's a brief withdrawal or like a withdrawal date. So please know there's no refunds accepted after the April 24th date. Okay. Your payment options are you can pay in full by credit or debit. That $250 deposit, you can pay first if you don't want to pay the full lump sum. And then the final payment due date is April 24th. So you've got some time if you need it. Again, the application process, applications will not be considered until the file is complete. And complete files are processed in order of which they are received. That complete file means teacher and therapist questionnaires, right?
Okay, so the application fee, you pay that.
Not if they're new. No, you don't. Sorry, I had to think. No, it's really, so the question was if your child is at parish school currently, do you need to pay that application $50 fee? The answer is no. You would be considered a parish student. So you don't need any more of your money. And then processing time is dependent on the number of applicants. And again, it's just me. So I work very hard for you all to be patient with me, but also do remind me of things because I love that and I need that. Oh, what are our online questions?
If my child currently comes for AP in the afternoon, would he be considered current parish student or new camper? We've never been to a camp before, and he's not a student in the parish school during the day.
Are you coming for AP during the summer?
Sounds like they come to AP during the school year.
Right, but for camp, are you wanting to come for AP as well? Because then you would just apply for AP online.
All right, I'm going to give them a chance to circle back with me about that and ask this other question. Looks like I missed hearing some information, for example, hours for the elementary Camp Acorn program. Will you send out the slide deck?
Yeah, I'm going to send out the slide deck. This is also recorded, but all of our morning programs, including that elementary program, is 9 to noon.
And then someone asked, they have a planned vacation the first week of June. Is it okay if they miss the first week of camp?
That is okay. We don't have any other payment options other than pay in full for the full 4 weeks. But yes, we've had children who obviously, guys, it's summer and we understand that. You would then be missing out on the interventions during that week. However, we've had many, campers before.
Okay, that's all I have for now. I'll let you know if we get any clarification on that one.
And then this is just camp at a glance. So this is all kind of the important dates, nuts and bolts of camp. The thing that I will highlight for this year that is something new, if you've been coming to camp for many years, is that we're going to start on a Wednesday. So our first day of camp is June 3rd, which is Wednesday, June 3rd. The reason for that is to give our staff more time. They just need more time in the classrooms to help create a wonderful camp experience for your kiddos. We have during camp, many teachers that are here already who are staying, but then we also do have some new. So they're working really hard to kind of learn the job, learn your children, kind of all at once, right? So it'll be a 2-day in-service for them. Meet the teacher will still be on that second day, so June 2nd, which is a Tuesday. But then just a note for that first day, it's June 3rd. Right? The 26th.
Okay, and
oh, sorry, I have a typo up there. 2026. Sorry, guys. June 26th, 2026.
Someone asked if there's sessions beyond 4 weeks, and some of the Caruth camps that I'm going to talk about in a minute will go in July.
Yep.
And then someone asked, not sure which camps we would come to yet, but AP would most likely be one of them. Was also interested in the social class. That's the person who asked about
Okay.
Yeah.
Yes, you would, if you're interested in AP, you would just then apply for AP. And I'm assuming the social class is probably the Caruth?
Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah,
so we'll
that's
get to
my
that as
assumption,
well.
too.
Okay. That's it.
Okay. That's Mo.
And that's
That's-
me. I hate that.
If you need our contact information.
Yeah, there it is. And then we're going to talk about SIP Squad. This is Josie, part of our student family services.
Yes, so I'm Student Family Services, also the mental
Yeah.
health team here at school. I teach social emotional lessons to the students. Some of you may have seen me or know me. I'm in all the classes for elementary this year. So we have a couple of great opportunities this summer. We have the SIB Squad, which is a really amazing opportunity if you have a child who is a sibling. It is a space designed just for them, so they get to be not having to help their sibling or learn skills with their sibling, but it's like a time where they get to talk about their life and talk about what is easy and fun and what they love about their sibling, and also what is really hard and frustrating, and it builds amazing community. We've had kids just like, they love it so much. Like they are like, this is my favorite part of camp. I want to go all the time. And so if you have a sibling, please consider us. We do goals based off of what you guys share is the needs. So if you're like, our siblings fight all the time, they're really angry with one another, can you help, the sibling better understand their sibling? Great. If you're like, we want our child to better know more about their siblings' differences because they just like can't understand what the needs are or don't understand why their sibling is different, we tackle that. Like whatever you are needing, we want to provide that. So just let us know. It is for, we target mostly like going into first grade or older. And the sibling doesn't have to be enrolled in camp. They can be as long as they're enrolled in like Caruth, or if their sibling is enrolled in camp, or they just have to be a sibling of like, if the sibling is either at the Caruth services or at parish, or has previously been at parish or previously been at camp, we will take them all. So that is our first one. We have another one. So a second opportunity is that we also are open to creating a new group, depending on what you guys are needing. So this could be for your campers as well. It doesn't have to be for the siblings because that's separate. So some groups that we've run in the past, we did an anxiety coping skills group this last summer. We've done friendship groups. We are willing to do, if it's anger management, impulse control, managing feelings, whatever you feel like your kids are needing, we can create a group for that. So just fill out a form and say, hey, I want my kids to work on this, please help. And if we get enough interest, we will form a group and get back to you and let you know. So we love running groups. Great for me. I need clinical hours. So yeah, please sign your kids up. Oh, and it's completely free. So yes. Mhm. Yep. Yep. So you don't have to, unless if your kid's not already on campus, you don't even have to bring them here. We'll grab them. It's about 45 minutes in their day. And then again, it's completely free of charge. We just offer that because we care about your students and we care about the siblings. So yeah. Any other questions?
Wants to know if you would take a cousin.
Yeah, sure.
Yep.
Let's do it. Yep.
Okay.
Okay. Yeah, student family service team guys that our favorite team is on campus. They're so helpful beyond all of the things. And during the camp day, also they're there just if needed to. So beyond doing their amazing work, yeah.
Hey, Mimi, I hope I'm as good at this as you.
We have another question in the chat before you go too far, Josie.
To clarify, these groups are part of the camp.
Yeah.
Mark. Yes.
Yes, the SIB Squad and the potential other groups that Student Family Services runs are part of Camp Acorn, and or if you're a Caruth Center client, even for individual services, and that would be open to you as well at no charge.
Correct.
Which is amazing. So
Okay.
I'm good.
Yep.
Okay. Hello, I'm Mimi Branham. I'm late and sorry about that.
Fashionably.
Fashionably late. I was talking to a parent, to be fair. And I'm the director of the Cruise Center. I'm a speech language pathologist. The Cruise Center is the building at the end of the parking lot. If you don't know us, we provide individual therapy services throughout the school year. And I'm here to talk about our now 5 summer opportunities. So
She's the true queen of camp. So, because she runs 5 programs.
a little crazy. And like Mo said, it's just her, it's just me.
Yeah.
So applications open on January 20th, same as Camp Acorn. Do not panic. We will get them all in. We will get them all processed. Applications can be found on the Cruise Center website. So not the parish school website, Cruise Center. We do have links to each other's websites on each other's websites. And then there's a couple of camps that we need teacher surveys. So once you apply to camp, just like Mo, we will send you the survey to then send to your teacher. And those camps are Camp Superwriters and Camp Social. Yes.
So if you're a parish student, will we still need to funnel it through to the parish teachers, or?
If you're a parish student, we'll take care of it.
Okay.
Yeah. Yep. Okay. Good to go. So first, I've got 4 day camps and 1 sleepaway camp. So we're going to talk about the day camps first. Summer Social Club. So this runs concurrent with Camp Acorn. So same dates. It is 1 time a week for an hour and a half. Ages are, we have 2 groups, 5 and 6 year olds and 7 and 8 year olds. And then the cost is up there, $540. So this is using social thinking strategies. So the ability to think about others' perspectives when communicating with a group while they're doing kind of fun project-based learning like crafts or cooking or whatever it is kind of the group kind of leans towards. This is similar to our social learning program that runs during the school year. The difference is our social learning program, we're kind of very selective about how we put the groups together, making sure that the children in the group all kind of are struggling with the same kind of social nuances and understanding and use of those. Whereas Summer Social Club, it's just by age. We throw them together. It's an hour and a half for a month and we make do. So it's a little bit different and it's a little less structured in that way, but they are still getting exposure to those social thinking concepts. If you're a new client, so if you haven't been in a social group with us before, there will be a consultation because we want to make sure that your child is ready for this kind of instruction and they're going to benefit from this. We don't want to take anyone in camp who's going to hate camp. So, and enrollment's first come, first served. Yes.
On the application process for that, will we get to select, we prefer Fridays or Thursdays?
Yes, yes. There will be 2 groups at the Wednesday time and 2 groups at the Friday time. So you will be able to choose. Yeah. Okay, next is Camp Superwriters. So we have 3 sessions of Camp Superwriters. The first one also starts the same day as Camp Acorn. So within those sessions, each of those sessions are 2 weeks long. Within those 2 weeks, there's 8 sessions. The first one starts, there's a Friday session to get in all 8 sessions. The other 2 are Monday through Thursday. If you end up getting accepted to whichever one of these you end up being in, I will be really clear about if you're coming on that Friday or not with you. But it is a 2-week increment, 1 hour session, 4 days a week with an occupational therapist working on handwriting, making handwriting fun, which is a chore to make handwriting fun, but we can make handwriting fun. It's multi-sensory based. They're using the Handwriting Without Tears curriculum and then their OT knowledge as well. So the children will be working on specific handwriting activities with multi-sensory instruction and occupational therapy interventions. The children are placed into either dyads or small groups, so 2 to 3 kids, no more than 3, with children who need similar supports and are of similar age. If you're a new client, so you haven't been to Cruise Center for Occupational Therapy before, we will do a consultation. Again, just making sure that you're ready for that. The younger ages need to be writing uppercase letters. The older ages, we can be upper and lowercase, and depending on how on the child and the dyads that we make, sometimes we're even writing sentences. Enrollment again is first come, first served. We'll get groups finalized by spring break. All of our groups will be finalized by spring break. Yours too,
Mine
pretty
too.
much, so that you'll know what you're doing this summer by then. When my child was little, who's now 28, we started signing up for camp at spring break. So God bless you all.
Yep.
So no deposit, but payments processed in full a week after you're alerted that you've been accepted. Okay.
And I do have a question. So is the age range for super riders a hard range, or can someone that is 9?
Depends on what their needs are. So it just kind of depends. We would do a consultation and take it from there. Okay.
Right.
And there's no application fee for that. So it's free to apply and see.
Oops.
Next, I think is KABC, Kaufman Apraxia Boot Camp. So this is for children ages 3 to 6. It is run in July, the 3 weeks in July after July 4th. It's 4 days a week, 2.5 hours a day. This is for children who are struggling with articulation skills or have been diagnosed with apraxia of speech. This camp is research-based. We actually published research last year regarding this kind of intervention and have been speaking about it to other professionals about that research. We can only take 8 children into this camp. We accept up to 20 applicants. We screen every applicant, get an idea of what their needs are, if they're ready for the intensive nature of this camp, and then we make decisions about admission by spring break. A lot of the children's time in this camp is spent in a pair with another peer. So we're really trying to make sure that we're matching those kids correctly, because 3 weeks with the same peer is a lot of time. So acceptance is really dependent on the other applicants that we get in the groups that we can make. We've had years where we've had all older kids. We've had years where we've had all younger kids at the beginning. So it just kind of depends what we get in the door. We do get applicants from around the U.S. for this. It's very crazy that occurs. So it's very competitive to get in. Did you have a question over here?
Yeah, I'm
Yes.
just curious, when you apply to Acorn, do you ever refer people out to this camp?
I don't typically. Now, if I know that, their only need and primary need is to target that apraxia, then I would have them connect with Mimi. So I guess I could say it just depends on what the needs are of the kiddo. But I do also know that it is so difficult to get in. So I do make parents aware of that as well.
And so many times children with severe articulation disorders or apraxia also have concomitant language issues. That it's kind of like where we want to put our resources in at
Right.
one time, right? So, but we will definitely powwow if that becomes a situation.
We powwow a lot.
So along with the apraxia therapy that they're getting, and we have 4 SLPs that have been mentored by Nancy Kaufman. Nancy Kaufman is a nationwide leader in this area, and they've been mentored by her for over 10 years, which is why it's Kaufman Apraxia Boot Camp. I forgot where I was going.
Super great.
I'm sorry, cold medicine, guys. The day is sort of kicking in. I will probably remember it and come back. But
Okay.
Oh, I remember what it was. They are also getting language intervention. You would have the opportunity to view from the window. You can sign up for an observation time. We'll send videos home. We'll send the books home that we're working on in camp. They get music therapy and OT during that time as well. Great. Okay. This is our new camp, Brain Boss. We're excited about Brain Boss. This is executive functioning. So this camp is for children ages 8 to 10 or 10 to 12. We'll have 2 groups. The younger children will attend for an hour. The older children will attend for an hour and a half. This is a 7-week camp. So this is all summer except for the week of July 4th when we're closed. This is helping children who struggle with organization and time management. We're going to be using the social thinking and the Sarah Ward strategies to help children feel and understand time. So we're going to choose a group project that we're all going to do together. Maybe we're going to make a lemonade stand or put on a fashion show or whatever other ideas your brilliant children can come up with. We also will have a list backed up in case they can't come up with anything. And we will spend those 7 weeks implementing that plan, dealing with the time, dealing with the setbacks, dealing with each other while we do that. So the requirements is they should be able to understand an analog clock. That's an analog clock. An actual clock, an old-timey clock. And just understand, not necessarily be able to say what time it is, but understand that, in between the numbers is 5 minutes and kind of get a visualization of time. And then they will need a consultation if they're not already a client with us or a paraschool kiddo.
I have, go ahead.
At some point, is it going to be available to adults as well?
I get that question every time I talk to parents is, have you met my husband? I get that a lot.
Yeah.
So this is a really fun new thing for us. We are hoping, this is kind of an introductory offer, right? We're hoping that this is going to carry over throughout the school year, that this will be kind of a new group for us, but we're kicking the tires in the summer to kind of work out the kinks. But yeah, there's many adults who would also. Yeah.
For a Brain Boss, would you consider a 9-year-old for the 10 to 12-year-old age group?
Kind of depends when they're turning 10 and what we would know more after the screening. Yeah, after the consultation. But consider yes.
Okay.
Any other questions? Okay, to my last one, which is the big one, sleepaway camp. I will take your child for a week to Camp for All. I say it is not me. It is Renee Attaway-Storer, who is a brilliant speech-language pathologist and has been associated in some way or another with the parish school for at least 25 years. I want to say 30, but at least 25. So fun story, Renee was pregnant and on maternity leave. And before she left, the previous head of school was kind of talking about, gosh, it'd be so great if our kids had a way to practice their social skills during the summer months. And Renee said, gosh, I know, that would be so wonderful. I'm gonna go have this baby. And had the baby and came back, and the head of school said, guess what? I booked us a week at Camp for All and you're gonna take the kids. So that is how this started all those years ago. That baby just started college. So we've been doing this for a while. But this is for children ages 8 to 16 who are having difficulty with social pragmatics, with the social use of language, understanding perspectives, flexibility, that kind of thing. They're going to participate in typical camp activities and while they're getting the social thinking lessons and while that's implemented throughout the day with our camp instructors, our camp counselors. We've been very fortunate that our camp counselors have been with us for years. This group has bonded. I've got a guy who works in finance and his brother went to Camp for All when he was younger and he's like totally committed in it. So it's a really diverse kind of group of counselors, but they all take a week of their PTO and work camp for me, which is amazing. So there's a teacher survey that we'll send you once we get an application. There's a consultation for new campers with Renee, where she's trying to figure out if this is the right camp for your kid, if they're ready. Do they want to go to sleepaway camp? It's really hot. We're outside a lot, that kind of thing. And then if they are accepted, there'll be a $250 deposit. We won't charge you that deposit until after we know they're accepted if you're a new camper. And then the balance is due on May 21st. And then closer to camp, you'll get a packet that has kind of more details about what to pack, what the theme is for the year. That kind of thing. Yes?
Would the survey only be for the teachers, or would that include a school counselor or an individual private therapist in house? Just
you can send it to whoever you like. You will have the link. Yeah, whoever you think can provide us with some more information.
I have a couple questions. So Nico is so excited to go back this year. Will they need to go through the very detailed application process if he's attended last year?
Is that Crystal?
I don't know. Is this Crystal? Crystal, is that
Is
Crystal?
Crystal?
Hi, Crystal.
Yes.
Hi, guys.
Sorry, I didn't even look.
I know, I'm here.
Sorry. Yeah, we need the application again. Yeah.
Okay.
We love you though.
I know. It's the same one. We really didn't make any changes. The dates are different.
Okay.
Also, if your child turns 8 on July 26th, I think is that how I'm reading this, is that a hard no or is there a flexibility for
So applying is free, and I would say get the application in and let us get the teacher survey in, and Renee talk to you and make that decision. A lot of times that's so close. They're basically turning 8 2 weeks after camp is over. So, and it depends, like, are they good on sleepovers? I mean, there's a lot that goes into that decision.
Yep. Okay.
This is my summary sheet. This is just everything, all the dates, all the money, all the ages, all the things. And that is it for me.
Yeah.
Summers are craziest. Look at
Look,
my
there's
brown
me.
hair. Look what this place has done to me. This is our craziest time of year, but it is the funnest. These are the funnest things that we do. Like Kaufman Apraxia Boot Camp, we kind of bemoan the work that goes into it, and then we get there and we're like, this is amazing. So I hope that you guys will take advantage of these programs.
Yep. Thank y'all so much. And if you ever, obviously have questions, we're just an email or a phone call away. We love to talk, so we'll chat with you.
No problem.
Thank y'all online for joining us. We appreciate your time.
Thank you. So what is this?